Picture this. A recording studio somewhere far, far away.
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion on the 5th of May, and I'm looking at Neo-Geo. That's the system, but I'm looking at Metal Slug on said console. Now, the Neo-Geo was a bit of a special piece of kit back in its day, but it was not a cheap one, and the games weren't cheap either, so if you actually owned one with a couple of games, then you were considered very lucky or incredibly rich. So, yeah. The reason being for its expense is because basically you had an arcade machine in your house. And you can see by the quality of this game immediately, without even me talking about it, it's a bit special. So things like Final Fight and Street Fighter 2 were literally arcade ports, and you could just play arcade games in your house. The downfall, I think, of the Neo-Geo was the fact that it was too expensive for the average gamer to get their hands on, when you could probably pick up a Commodore Amiga for a lot less. So, anyway, that's kind of the Neo-Geo, and why we're looking at it today, really, because why not? I haven't done any Neo-Geo games yet. This is the first one, so, yeah, thought we'd have a bit of a change. So, yeah, this is Metal Slug, and it's the, I believe it's the first one in the series. It's, very good fun, actually. So yeah, it's a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, as you can see, and absolutely chock-a-block full of fun. It's like Probotector on steroids. Yeah, Probotector. That was the EU name. What was the Contra? That was the yes. So it's like that, but pumped up to the extreme. Absolutely brilliant fun so far, but we'll come to the fun factor later, because we've got to look at the graphics and the animation, and it's bloody fantastic. Look at it. Look at it with your eyes. So, yeah, it's glorious, absolutely glorious, and there's so much going on at any one time. The backgrounds are absolutely fantastic. Look at that. You've got that forest in the background, and everything is just so well animated, and it just brings a lot of enjoyment. I tell you what, it's a good stress buster, this game. If they're blowing stuff up, it's absolutely brilliant. You can see here that I'm in this little tank as well, which is great fun. Now, it's a bit strange because the cannons move as you do. So essentially, you move forward, the cannon will spin round to the front. If you back up, it goes to the back. You get the idea. Which is an odd choice, but it does work. And, by the way, these little dudes hanging around with beards and that, you're supposed to rescue them. And they normally give you bonuses and pickups and new weapons, that sort of thing. So it's always worth doing that, and you get bonus points for them, I believe, at the end of every level. Now, this is just immensely good fun. If you like a game that's got just mindless violence, shoot everything that moves, that kind of thing, this is the game for you, totally. He flaps his arms. So now we're on a boss fight, I think. So we've got to basically destroy this construction in front of us. The controls are really nice as well. So you've got your left and right, you've got your up and down, jump, grenades, and fire. And the UI is very nice as well. Let's just have a quick look at that. So in the top left, you've got your score, followed by your health bar, followed by, well, it's your health bar when you're in the tank. You don't really have one as yourself, but yeah, then you've got your arms, which is basically your ammunition for your current weapon. How many grenades you've got? In that case, I've got 30. The timer. And then player 2. Yes, we'll get onto that in a bit as well, because it is a 2-player simultaneous game. Bum-ba-da. So there we are. And bottom, you've got what level it is, and credits. Yes, it's because it's basically arcade ports, so you have to put credits in. But I absolutely love this. I could play this forever. Reminds me a little bit of Midnight Resistance. Does anyone remember that one? Out of interest. But it's just so much fun. There's a lot going on. And you've just got to literally get from one end of the screen to the other, but there's so much going on. There's little comedy moments as well. Like, you'll find the bad guys will be like sitting around a campfire playing on Game Boys, or they'll be having a conversation or roasting something on the fire to eat, that sort of thing. It's really good fun. A lot of attention to detail as well, like when you use the fire flamethrower weapon here, then it does set them on fire, which is, yeah, lovely. But yeah, again, attention to detail, because they like wave and then they scream. So we'll move on to, yeah, it is one-hit deaths, so be very careful. But there's just something gratifying about this game, and I'm not sure. I'll probably get to that, I think, at some point. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's just the pure. There's a doll down there. I wonder if I can go and get that. So, yeah, there are pickups, which some of them are a bit strange, actually. You've got, like, this doll here, but mainly for points. They don't really give you anything else. But the attention to detail on the levels is great. And it's just a ton of fun. Absolutely a ton of fun. You get things like rocket launchers, you can see here, which is great fun. The plethora of weapons that you can actually get hold of is really, really nice. There's just no slowdown either. There's just complete mayhem on screen all the time. It's really good. The controls are tight, which is nice to see. You can jump up in the air and you can shoot downwards, which is great because some of the enemies do. Like, I think we're going to have to do that here actually. Look at that guy chilling out on the front deck. I'm going to just lob bombs at it. So you can see that they do react. They do try and save their sinking vessels. I love the fact that those guys put up a towel and then they just run off and, yeah. So yeah, the destruction's nice as well. So you can see there that it does actually destroy things in a gradual thing. So you want to keep chucking your bombs around. I haven't got any left now, but that's fine. I've got a pump-action shotgun with me at the moment. That's good fun. Oh no, it's rocket launcher still. Sorry. So yeah, and you can see there they're trying to they're trying to pump the water out of the boat. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Really, like I say, really good comedy moments in the game. The enemy characters do react to you, which is nice, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And that, to me, is the key of the game. It's just a lot of fun. It doesn't matter if you die loads, you can just put more credits in and carry on. As you'll probably see, yeah, here we go. So we've got to continue there, but I'll continue exactly where we left off. So that's nice. And it normally gives you something just to get you back up to speed again, weapon-wise. Not every time, but it seems to... Oh, I just shotgun blast in the face for you, sunshine. You can see there he's trying to pump the water out of the boat again. Shotgun has a limited range, as you can see, but, you know... Oh, we're sort of creeping along the decks there. Did you see that? But yeah, you see the different enemy types. You've got ones with shields. You've got to wait for them to... oh, I can't reach that there. They've got shields, so you've got to find a way to destroy them and get past their shields and all that stuff. You do get crates of bombs, so you get your hand grenades back quite quickly, actually. And this, just brilliant. And here we are with another, I'm not sure if this is a boss or not. That might be an interim boss, I'm not sure. But yeah, you've got to avoid those blue balls of light, because those are not fun. So we see that we still get enemies coming in to give us a hard time, which is never fun. But we can dispose of them quite easily. But don't lose track on what you're doing, and don't lose track on what the boss is doing, because it's very easy to just, yeah, die. But hey, quite enjoying this. Yeah, so I've got to ask, does anybody ever own a Neo-Geo, or did you know anyone that owned a Neo-Geo? Because of just like I said at the start of the video, it was a very expensive system. The games were very expensive. I do believe there was like a Neo CD as well, but I don't think that took off very well. I think it was like introduced too late into the market. But if you wanted an arcade machine at home with this style of graphics, this style of sound, and the absolute belting games that you could get for it, Samurai Showdown and all that, King of Fighters, that sort of thing, and you're going to get an authentic experience from the arcades. Now, I imagine that arcade machines weren't exactly very cheap back in the day either, so it probably worked out about the same as buying yourself an arcade machine, that sort of thing. So it's probably a cheaper alternative, but because of the because of the expense, not many people. I didn't know anybody that had a Neo-Geo, but obviously we were all talking about them at school because they just looked bloody awesome. And the Metal Gear, no, that's a completely different system. The Metal Slug games, I've never played. So this, I'm going to hunt them all down, I think, and try and bring you a few of these. And if there's anything on the Neo-Geo you'd like to have a look at, let me know. Because I'd like to try and get a little bit more into this machine, because it's rather tasty. So yes, boss fights are very entertaining as well, which is nice. They don't just drop down and die. You've got to sort of plan a little bit of a strategy here. These platforms do move up and down. So yeah, good fun boss fights, nice big levels, nothing too taxing, and the fact that you've got infinite continues, that also helps quite a lot. Now playability, obviously you can see here, it's absolutely on the money. If you enjoy this sort of game, you're just gonna lap this up and have great fun with it, and which also leads to, you know, the replay value, which is going to be second to none, really. You're going to just plough through this and have a great time doing so. Now, I've got to say, it does get trickier, as you can see, having to use a few continues now, but that's fine. And it doesn't really punish you for being, if you're not very good at it, it doesn't punish you in that respect. It's actually fairly pick-up and playable by any sort of play experience, really. Just a run-of-the-mill, run and gun, blow the hell out of everything, and have a lot of fun. That rhymed. Didn't mean it to. Hey. So yeah, that's a bit weird that you don't get any credit for rescuing prisoners if you use a continue. That's a bit odd, but hey, never mind. So we've just completed mission 2. And we're already, what, about 10 minutes through this already? So that goes to show you, really, how big the levels actually are. Nice little touch there with the footprints in the snow. I like that. That's cool. Yeah, you can multi-direction your gun as well. Although I seem to only be able to do up and down. So I don't know whether you can do diagonal fire, but it works for me at the moment. All these guys coming out of parachutes. See, I could really do with... I mean, I suppose you can just, like, go up and down, which is what I'm doing there, to get that sort of angle on the gun. But it's great. Sound is absolutely incredible as well. You've got lots of going on. You've got soldiers screaming, you've got gunshots, you've got grenades going off, you've got explosions, everything that you can think of. And it doesn't interrupt. And to boot with this, you've got an absolutely brilliant soundtrack. It's a thumper, and it's really good. It really adds to the atmosphere of the game and really adds to its playability factor, I think. You know, because a game that's got graphics, sound, great controls, and everything else that comes with it, it's a winner. It's a winner. And this is going to be a golden score, I can tell you that now. So, have you played any of these games? Have you played any of the Metal Slug series? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be quite interested to see where you guys have been up to with this game. If you've played any of the Metal Slugs, let me know what you've played and what system. Because they did appear on the PlayStation and the Saturn and I think the Nintendo at some point, I think. Don't hold me to that. But they were released on multiple systems. These ones were... I mean, this is an arcade port of the game for the Neo-Geo, so obviously it was out on that. But, yeah, I'll be interested to know. Like I said, if you knew anyone with a Neo-Geo, let me know in the comments. Did you ever get to play on one? Did you ever get to see one? And if you did, what did you think? Were you blown away at the time? Because I can tell you now, until the SNES, you know, this would have been the ultimate experience for things like Street Fighter and Final Fight. I can tell you now, Final Fight is spot on, and yeah, it's quite refreshing. It's just that, like I said, it's the money side of things that let this down. And look at this guy, he's boss, I think. So let's see if we can take him down. Coming up to the end of the review soon, folks, but I hope you've enjoyed it, because I bloody well have. And you know, I look forward to bringing you more of the Neo-Geo content, because there's quite a lot of games for it. And I'm going to hunt them down, see what I can do, and if there's any you'd like to see, let me know. And let me know in general if there's any games you'd like to see. I'm having quite a few thumbs up on Amiga content at the moment, so let me know what you'd like to see and what system you'd like to see. I'm going to try and be a bit more diverse coming into the coming months, not just doing one or two on the system. You know, I'm going to try and do a few more. And I'll try and bring you guys more content on a much more regular basis. Because I like doing it, and you know, it's good to have the feedback from all of you guys. Just to know, don't leave me shitty comments because I will delete them. Constructive feedback only. Thank you very much. But hello to all of you new subscribers. It's great to have you on the channel. Thank you for your support, and also for all of you guys that have been with me for a very long time. You guys are epic. So thank you ever so much for that. But yeah, playability, replay value, and age group any, pretty much. Give it to, I mean, yeah, it's at your discretion because it's quite violent. But you know what? It's a lot of fun. But yeah, grab a friend, have a go with 2-player, and let me know what you think. Also available on the arcade, so let me know. Ever played this game? Let's have a combo in the comments. So thank you ever so much for joining me on this edition of the Retro Revival Show. I will be back very soon, as always, with a brand new review. Thank you ever so much for tuning in, and that's it from me. I will catch you again soon. You keep it retro, and it's a big bye for now.
Incoming transmission.